Hi guys, this is Stefano. Nice seeing you here. And this is my video to talk about my experience at the New York City Marathon, which I finished 3 days ago. If you don't know me, again, my name is Stefano. I've been living here in South Carolina, in Charleston, for about a year and a half. I moved here from straight from Italy. And yes, Sunday I finished my first race ever. Again, I wanted to share with you some information and all of my favorite moments about a marathon. And I don't know, I just wanted to go through this experience with you again. So, like I said, my name is Stefan. I've been living here for a year and a half, and I never was a runner. I always hated running. When the pandemic hit in 2020, I was living in Toronto, in Canada, and I don't know. I decided that was going to be my wake up call, and I decided I was going to lose weight. I was about 40 pounds heavier. I was going to get more healthy, more active, and kind of like change my life. So I decided to start running every single day for about 5K. It's about 3 miles. And so I did that for quite a long time. And then, in May and June, actually in 2020, I moved back to Italy. I lived there for a year while I was waiting for my visa to be ready to move back, to move, not back, to move here to the United States, where my wife is. Nothing. I decided last year in November 2021, after following an Italian like influencer on Instagram, I decided that as someone that ran the marathon last year, I decided I wanted to run the marathon this year. Because I was running. I didn't have a plan. I didn't really follow any plan, any schedule, or anything. And so when I saw him running a marathon and I saw what kind of experience it was, I was like, I think it might be time to do something, to achieve something, to do something out of this new habit, new passion in a way. I don't know if I can call it passion, but this new activity that that I was doing. And so I decided to sign up for this marathon, and to run New York City, the New York City Marathon. Why New York City? I don't know. I think that as an Italian, as someone that is not from the U.S., someone that has always been fascinated by the United States and especially the big cities and especially New York City, running the New York City Marathon was like the biggest possible dream I could possibly think of, like especially like at least for the running side of things. There was nothing more exciting, not a place more exciting for me than New York to run my first marathon ever. And so it is one of those things that really excites you. Like even the thought of running a New York City Marathon, just I couldn't handle it. The emotion, the excitement about it. And so I was like, let's do this. Let's try my best and do this. And so I decided to basically start raising funds for Tim for Kids, which is the official charity of the New York City Marathon. I wasn't very sure about how to sign up for this marathon, but I saw that this was like a very doable way to do this, and it would have allowed me to pair together a great cause that of raising funds for thousands of kids around the United States that don't have like the financial opportunities to conduct a more healthier and more active lifestyle, with the great achievement of actually running a marathon. So it was like achieving two big things in one. A kind of, a mission that had so much meaning, on so many levels. And so I really like that. I really like the fact that I could do this, and I could make my participation to the New York City Marathon so meaningful. And I was a little bit nervous about raising funds because back home in Italy, it is not really something that is very common I don't think I would have such easy time to raise the money as I did here in America, because here in America I found Americans being so supportive and so sensitive also to certain kind of causes, especially charities, like fundraising and stuff like that. The amount of love, support that I had from friends, family here, my wife, like our friends in Charleston, people that I literally just met a year ago. Um, it was like really incredible to see how much support I got and how much support Team for Kids got through me, and so it was very, very special. So basically, the Team for Kids thing works this way: like you basically commit to raise $2,620 over the course of 1 year. And if you don't raise this kind of money, you are actually personally I mean, you're going to be, sorry, my English. Sometimes I don't know the exact words to use, but anyways, like if you don't get to that kind of amount, you are the one that is actually going to put the rest of the money. But I was able to raise this money in about a year, and so very, very happy about it, and therefore I gained my access to the New York City Marathon and nothing. And the whole year I had this thing in my mind. I'm like, I'm going to be running the New York City Marathon in November. This constant excitement and happiness about this thing. So basically, I raised these funds. I got my spot on November 2nd. I flew into New York with my family that came from Italy to be with me and to support me through the marathon. And I don't know, it was just wonderful. Even the days before, like obviously it was a little hard, a little challenging to keep track of my steps of, try not to walk too much, try not to do too many things, try not to put any more pressure on my body. But at the same time, trying to do things with the family, try to visit spots and everything. So it was a little hard to kind of like balance that. But nothing. The marathon came quick. So on Friday, I actually had the Parade of Nations, which is like the inauguration ceremony for the marathon. And I got to participate with the delegation of Italy, which made me super proud. And Saturday was a Team for Kids breakfast. So basically, the day before the marathon, Team for Kids puts together this beautiful event for all the Team for Kids runners / fundraisers, just to thank everybody for their work in funding and in raising funds for the charity. And then the day happened. The day arrived, and the race day arrived on Sunday, and nothing. I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I was staying in Brooklyn. I had all of my outfit put together. This year has been incredibly hot. It's been actually the hottest marathon, New York City Marathon on record. Temperatures on the 70s and humidity around 70-80%. So truly unexpected conditions and very, very crazy. And so I put my hoodie on, like my shirts and everything. I got out, I got an Uber to the ferry. Team for Kids runners actually had their dedicated ferry. So at 5:30, I got my ferry. Around 6 something, I got to Staten Island. There were buses waiting for us. Very organized, very, very organized, especially if you come from Italy when things sometimes are not that organized. We got to the marathon camping site essentially. I think it was around 7:15. And basically there were like a couple hours before the actual race. We had our tent. There were like bagels. There was like coffee. There were like a couple other things. There were plenty of toilets or portable toilets. Anyways, the excitement was big and real. and nothing. 9:10, I was on wave one because the New York City Marathon has 5 waves, from 1 to 5. The 1 is the fastest, number 1 is the fastest, and number 5 is the slowest, technically. So I got myself into the first wave, even though I should have probably joined the second wave. Because they kind of asked me, with Team for Kids asked me what was my expected time of finishing, and I put 3 hours and 30 minutes at the beginning. I didn't know the weather was going to be this tough, and I didn't know that the marathon was going to be that tough, because the New York City Marathon is pretty tough. And so, anyways, I got into wave one, and 9:10, like we started the race. And I would say that for me, I took this marathon as a travel experience, essentially. It wasn't like a run, it was like a competitive race for me. It was the experience, it was the chance to visit New York in a most special way, visit all of the city, 5 neighborhoods in all of New York in a most special way. Kind of like as a VIP. They block all the roads for me, and I was allowed to walk, actually run through New York, and literally enjoy every single part of this race, and not only see places, but also meet people, hear people, smell the taste, the flavors of the neighborhoods. It was a very sensorial experience. You would have signs there to read, people to see, to watch, smells, like all sorts of restaurants, colors. At the same time you were running, so it was an incredible experience, because as soon as you cross the Verrazzano Bridge, which is the beginning of the marathon, which is 26 miles, and Verrazzano is 2 miles, so starting from mile 3, you see thousands of people on the streets, and they all support you. Like, everybody told me to write my name on my vest, and I did. And then I realized that the whole city, a lot, like thousands of people will scream your name during the race, will yell your name, will give you support. And my plan was, after reading all about this, and after watching videos and blogs and reading books and everything, I was like, I'm not going to New York to try to do a good time, to finish in a good time. I don't care. I really want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy every single minute of it. And that's exactly what I did. I really enjoyed this. This was actually my slowest pace that I ever recorded. In all of my long runs, I've never been so slow. But at the same time, I was pretty consistent from the beginning until the end. And again, I enjoyed every second of it. I tried to high five every single kid that was on the route, on the marathon, acknowledging every time I heard someone scream my name, taking videos of people, chatting with a few of the runners as well. I really tried to enjoy as much as possible. And the first 30K, so essentially the first 18-20 miles, the run went through like effortless. Like, I heard a lot of people telling me that they have some tough times from mile 1 to 20 at some point. I felt great for the first 18-20 miles, like really great. Like, I wasn't even running. I feel like the people in New York were running it for me. That's how much energy I felt during that race. And so basically, once you got through Brooklyn, which was my favorite part of the whole marathon, like, the energy in Brooklyn was insane. Like, so many people on the streets partying, supporting you. There were like parts of Brooklyn where you would run in a very narrow street, and you have people left and right. Like, literally, you run through a tunnel, you see so many people, kids, dogs, older people, younger people, Black, Asians, African Americans, Asians, I don't know, all sort of people, all sort of humanity gathering together and just celebrating us. I don't know, it was really incredible. From Manhattan, so like mile 16, yes, mile 16 actually started to become a little bit more tough, like in general, when we still had 10 miles to go. On the legs, especially, and also because when you get to Manhattan, you have like a straight street, which if I remember well is like Fourth Avenue or First Avenue, I don't remember exactly, but you go straight like forever. This road never ends, and the beginning of Manhattan is crazy because you have literally thousands of people just waiting for you there, and then the more you go north, the less people you have, but then you're about to enter in the Bronx and you see like it feels cute again, you know. It feels cute again. And when I got actually into the Bronx, I loved that. There was like so much energy in there, so many people like literally having a party. At some point I saw like a bunch of people like under a bridge in the Bronx that were like they were having a proper party, like super loud music. Everybody was jumping. I actually catch a video of that. Everybody were jumping, makes so much noise, having a party, supporting everybody. I had to literally come back and take a video of them and then start running again. It was just absolutely insane. Harlem was crazy. There was at some point it was a rapper, and you know, like not even a mile later, there was a guy like singing Latin American music, like Hispanic music. People from all over the place, and I don't know. It was just incredible. And so the last part of the marathon was full of energy as well. And finally, we got to Central Park again. We got to run next to Central Park in the very end, which was very hard because once again there was another very long straight road, pretty inclined, so going uphill, in a moment where you think you're there, but you're not. You're really not. Actually, you still have quite some miles to go, and they're uphill. And you see all these crowds, all the excitement, blah, blah, blah. People saying, you're almost there, you're almost there, you're almost there. And you're like, okay, I'm almost there. And you keep telling that for like 10, 20, 30 minutes. And you're like, damn it. Am I almost there? Am I making this? But anyways, the marathon ends, and I started crying. It's like, you know, the physical toll that you pay and emotional toll you have to pay for this is massive. And again, you have to consider again that it was a very hot and humid day. And so a lot of people started with a certain goal and ended up finishing 30 minutes, 15, 20, 30, 40 minutes later. It was just like pretty brutal conditions for the marathon, especially here in New York. But it was an incredible experience, probably one of the coolest travel experiences I ever had. And I think the most beautiful thing for me was, apart from meeting everybody, apart from the friends that were there to support us, meeting my family in mile 10 was amazing. It's just like such a beautiful moment. But I don't know, the most beautiful part for me was to really see New York the way I got to see it. Just like from neighborhood to neighborhood, you would see how the city would change. And at the same time stay the same, because I felt the same kind of energy all over New York. And that was truly, truly special. So, I don't know, it was an incredible experience. I really cannot wait to do this again. And nothing, I just wanted to share my experience, and hopefully I will run this soon. Hopefully I help someone. If you have any question, just let me know. And this is also my first video on YouTube, so it's gonna be long and everything, but let me know if you need any information, and I would love to help you. Thank you for watching. Ciao, ciao.